me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I order blood on my tongue, thinking it's a warm glue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spot, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Then throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. My verse is sticking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm jugging out through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, come be brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the plaques, you use the Decepticons. Fake rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can float, they like up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, down, then I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle Clans get defeated. Hop in the ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast right now, go ahead and get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm, or the Dre Mac gets the cookies. Anyway, it is good to be back. I was very exhausted yesterday, super exhausted, but I'm back today once again to give you a little bit of butter biscuitness. You know what I mean? Because we got, I guess, we got a brother that's over here on the Butter Biscuit tour, and I'm about to do a reaction video to my man Tori and Rain Reloaded. He said, I got a butter biscuit brother of the week for you. I said, all right. You know what I'm saying? I need to get up. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, I was exhausted. We talking about exhausted. I was exhausted. Y'all, I literally went to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I woke up. It was 8:30. I was like, nah. And then I woke up again at 3:30. So yeah. But anyway, so hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant Reacts channel. Make sure you go ahead and check him out. But you already know what the real question. You already know what it is. The real question is,
Are you
Say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
all right. Let's go ahead and let's get this thing started. Krisha Key up in here. What is up? Good morning. Torian Rain Reloaded. We are doing his video. Of course, that's my guy. What's going on? Good morning. My man Sheed is up in here. Good morning. Marley Moore is up in here. Good morning. Andre Ware, can't wait to taste the biscuits. Good morning. Hunter Iggy is up in here. Good morning. And I did not hear any of that. Shoot. There was another video too. J. Carter wants me to do a video, and we gonna probably do that video tomorrow. But send me something on the IG that about that. Send me something on the IG. Brother Jumer, good morning. She said got the honey sauce. Junior Network, what's up? All right. Whatever. Anyway, so we are going to get into this video here of what Torian sent me. Actually, I need to get to it and everything, but before we do any of that, I want y'all just to take a little time out. So we could go ahead and check out all these wonderful crew members, man. Let's go ahead. Let's shout them out. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching, and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right, and again, man, shout out to all of the crew members, man. Shout out to all of y'all. I really appreciate y'all. And again, holding it down, you know what I'm saying, for the squad, man. I really appreciate it. Dirty Joker, good morning. Tina, aka Minty Gazzle, good morning. And again, you know, yesterday I worked 6 days. 6 days straight, Tuesday through Sunday, well over 11 hours plus days. Again, you know, doing real physical labor. Y'all seen at the end of Friday's show, at the end of Monday's Blurred AF, I could barely function. I was just like a zombie. I was just there. My mind was there, like my body was there, but my mind was like, dude, we're about to go to sleep on everybody. And when I woke up Tuesday morning, it wasn't gonna happen. I was knocked. I was so tired, but I am up. I am ready to go today. All this exciting stuff that is happening in my life. Oh boy. So that's why I'm up and at 'em. You know what I'm saying? You just sent it to me. Appreciate it. So I am up and at 'em and ready to get this thing started. So let's go ahead and transition over. You already know what it's time for. We got to pay for the butter biscuits. You know what I'm saying? We got to pay for them. Somebody got to get them. So let's go ahead and pay for these butter biscuits, and I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
come
Now you can own one of the greatest gospel albums ever owned. With only giant hits and legendary stars.
Biscuit. I know it's the truth about it. I love. Oh, how I love this biscuit. Oh, how I love this biscuit. It is the best biscuit. I know.
This treasury is not sold in stores. And when you call the toll-free number now, you also get another entire album of all-time gospel favorites.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Let's go ahead. Let's transition over. Let me see. Give me just a second. I'll just try and make sure that nobody else came in here. So, of course, if you're watching on the mobile version, you're not going to be able to see me, but you will be able to hear me and watch the video. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. And then when my big ass head came back on there, I will be Modoc to y'all. All right, let's get to it. Let's go. Torian Ray Reloaded. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Toria's channel. Oh, Miss Roberta here. At least I got my one cuss word out of here before she got here. Hey, Miss Roberta, I ain't gonna do it no more. Ain't gonna do it no more. All right, let's go.
By the time I get finished with this video, I'm gonna feel like the Birdman channel with his famous Exposing the Grift series. So in today's video, I will be discussing someone who goes by the name of Kaida. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
All right, before Torian gets started, why do they all make that same face? You know what I mean? Like, why do they all make that same? Why when you getting ready to grift, you make that face? You get the side shot. Like, yeah, I don't like you Negroes, and I'm about to grift on all of y'all. I hate my black girls because they black. I hate Whoopi Goldberg's lips. I hate the back and forth of Whitaker's neck. And most of all, I hate that black ass Wesley Snipes. Eric G. I got that. I hate you black bastards. You stink. All right, I'm done. I know it's his headshot. I know it's his head. I'm just making fun of it. I'm joking. I think it's funny. I'm the only one that probably thinks it's funny. Anyway, let's keep going.
On social media, at least that's what his Twitter handle is.
Oh, God.
And he basically makes commentaries on video games and superhero content. To give you an example of who he would remind you of, think of people like Tyrone Magnus, Eric July, or anyone attached to Geeks and Gamers. I actually spoke about this guy over a year ago in a live stream when it came to the Yasuke character in Assassin's Creed Shadows game. And let me just insert a video in here so you can see what he said about that particular game. And
first of all, I don't need a. You know what? You know that's a little too mean. But I'm gonna be honest with you. This kind of cat right here. First of all, look like he gets no buns. Second of all, he looked like he just ready to hate. Like, seriously, he just ready to hate, get on the woke train, the far right train. I'm sorry, he looks like that. He looks like the type of guy be like, you know what? That's what I'm getting ready to do. Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on real quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got some important. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. I had to take care of some personal business. But this cat just does not look like the dude I want to hear as the expert. I mean, people probably think that of me. No, so I need to shut up. But I'm not about to he just looks like he about to say something stupid. But let's keep going.
You'll understand where I'm kind of headed with this commentary.
So we got our first look at the new Assassin's Creed game, and
I knew I was right. I knew I was right. Let's keep going.
Say, man, I'm not impressed. I'm actually just really annoyed right now. We have two main protagonists, one female, one male, just like Odyssey. We're going to be using Neo. I hope I said that right. A female Japanese character. And for the male character, they're going to be using Yasuke. Now, I'm annoyed because...
Yasuke. That tells me already that, you didn't want to find out about this character. You didn't want to look up this character. You were about to spill some bull jive because... honestly, learning is not as fundamental as I thought it will be. It's anyway. Just because he said it like this, I know good and well he didn't try to look up and see if this person was real or not. So let's keep going.
Because they're using Yasuke, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yasuke, brother, Yasuke. I mess up old names, but then at least I try to go look it up and spell it out.
Is what they want to say is the first black Japanese samurai, when in all actuality, he was not even a samurai. He was a retainer, so he wasn't even a full-blown samurai. And for all of the characters they could have used for Japan, all these kind of different people they could have picked from, they picked Yasuke. Why do they pick Yasuke? Because
Jesus, he about to say some bull job.
He's black.
Let's go down the rabbit hole to find out about Yasuke. And again, we are about to use this is what's up, Wavy Things. You know how easy that was? You know how long that took me to put in? The Encyclopedia Britannica. That has a wealth of knowledge, world history, and things like that, African-born Japanese warrior. Who was Yasuke? Where did Yasuke come from before arriving? How did Yasuke become a samurai? Dude, I mean, they're asking how he became a samurai. It's the top questions right here. Yasuke, originally a valet and a bodyguard for the Jesuit missionary Alessandro Valignano, and I probably jacked that up, but at least I'm trying to sound it out. Gained historical recognition as the first foreign-born samurai. In 1581, Yasuke journeyed to Valignano to meet Oda Nobunaga, Japan's powerful warlord. Nobunaga, intrigued by Yasuke's appearance and impressed by his strength, took Yasuke into his service. Nobunaga, I'm probably pronouncing that all wrong, but at least I'm trying. At least you see me whip something up that's tangible. Granted Yasuke a house, servant, and a sword, and a stipend. Effectively elevate him to samurai status. Historians consider this bestowing of a warrior rank as the origin of Yasuke's claim to be a samurai. Sources on Britannica.com. So, but here's all the information that you need to know. Again, this is coming from, the historical evidence. Is historical evidence. The primary source documents pertaining to Yasuke's life as a Portuguese language Jesuit. Now, I want y'all to understand. I want you to focus on this part right here. It's the reason why I want you to focus on this part right here. Portuguese is in where? Is in Spain. This is before 1692. So technically, is it 15 or 16? Okay. Hold on. Because I'm about to get y'all. Hold on, wait a minute. I think I messed that up. Let me see. I think I messed that up. Hold on. I'm gonna look this up real quick. 1492. Okay, sorry. 1492. Around this time, you still had black people in Spain and Portugal, right? There were still people in Spain and Portugal. And a little bit after that, 1478 was the Inquisition, right? That's when, you know, you had the turn of the page from the Hebraic Judaism that they practiced, which is the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, and then you went to Christianity. Now, the Inquisition is very important because a lot of those people that were in Spain and Portugal were black. The Moors that ran Spain and Portugal were black, and a lot of them got kicked out during the Inquisition from Spain and Portugal all the way down to North and West Africa and occupied those areas, those territories. They integrated, they got kicked there and thought they were left to die. And they ended up start building areas, you know what I'm saying, alongside the native Africans at that time. You can look up Equatorial Guinea is the only place in Africa that speaks Portuguese. Why am I saying that? Why is that so important? Because it lays claim here that black people was in Spain and Portugal still after that, right? And this brother not only spoke that language, was around that area, he also traveled. It traveled all the way from Spain to Portugal to Japan. So that means if they arrived in Japan, that means Moors people, the Moors and black people of that time also travel every other place. So I want you to keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Because unintelligent people is going to say just because he's black, but don't know the significance that we were everywhere. So I want to give you that black history nugget that they don't tell you. You know what I mean? That they don't tell you. All right. Let me see. Yep. So that's all I wanted to bring up. Let's get back to this guy. Hold on. Where's this? All right, here we go. Let's get back to Buddy over here, giving you something that he pulled up on YouTube or whatever.
So in context, that doesn't matter to me because in all the Assassin's Creed games, every single character has been of some kind of different race and nationality.
In context, it doesn't matter. But you're literally about to just say out of context that this guy is just black and not actually dive into who this character is, educate your audience or whatever, because you're trying to sell a narrative that is woke, is black, yada, yada, yada. That's what you're trying to do. Let's keep going.
So that doesn't matter to me.
Before I do that, Miss Roberta, the church IT with $10 offering. In Mother's Board voice, I shall not be moved to intelligence for Black History Month. Let's go. You know what? Because they making me, they get me out my square. Get me out my square, Miss Roberta. Every time they do this stuff, you know what I feel like? Gang banging, gang banging, gang banging. Because they be having me off my Parker Square, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's keep going.
That's fine. But you have to understand what day and age we're in. You have to understand the kind of social shit that they want to try to get across in these video games now.
See what I'm saying? He's about to go straight Eric July. He's about to go straight Tyrone Magnus. You know what I'm saying? A black man with Harry Potter glasses is about to try to put a spell on us, everybody.
So instead of using a Japanese man in a game based in Japan, like they did with the other Assassin's Creed games, Altair, he was an Arab, obviously. One of my favorites, Connor, in Assassin's Creed 3, he was Native American. That was fine. And the most famous of them all, Ezio Auditore, who is Italian. So why in all those games would you have a character representative of the region they're from? But in this game,
Ezekiel, they don't want to hear that.
Promote a Japanese man, and then
again, let's stop this. Because, again, he's going on a Harry Potter tyrant. Again, what does that say? And they didn't just pull this out, you know what I'm saying, out of thin air. And Black Red, what is the obvious irony on that? What does that say? Historical evidence. Right. There's also some pictorial evidence thought to depict Yasuke on a range of, let's say, lacquerware accessories such as chest, writings boxes, and gunpowder containers. Although authenticating these pieces as genuine portraitures has not yet been proven possible. Sake City Museum in Osaka prefectures hold a folding screen thought to have been created in the early 17th century by an unknown artist. It depicts an African person, thought by historians to be Yasuke, wrestling a Japanese man while surrounded by onlookers, many who are awaiting their turn to wrestle. One of the spectators appears to be Nobunaga. Artwork such as these show that Yasuke's memory lived on in the Japanese popular consciousness for decades after the events which he is remembered to occur. It didn't take long for me to look this up because I already did this before. I already looked this up. Now, again, remember I was telling you, born in Africa, right? Sport Portuguese. If whenever y'all got a chance, go and look up Equatorian Guinea and see what language that they speak if you think I'm lying about that. Because I wanted to make sure that y'all keep that in your mind, because people try to think that black people ain't been nowhere. And we've been all over the place. So why this dude is tripping over, that them using historical figure like Yasuke is beyond me, especially when you play the game. Anyway, let's keep going because I'm going to be here all day. What up, Erica D? I mean, you most definitely hate your haircut, but you did research. This is the thing. I'm not mad at anybody who goes out and says, hey, I don't like the way that they're doing things. Just have some type of reference to say the reason why. And what a lot of these grifters don't do, you can't hear me? Oh, snap. Okay. Hold on. Y'all can hear me, right? Oh, you can't hear him. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me go back. I didn't know I didn't switch him over. But with a lot of these dudes, I don't mind you having your grief or your gripe with certain things. Because I mean, technically, I don't get on my yes, dude, because recast T'Challa. But I can literally point out what I don't like and give you at least a brief overview. At least some education why I don't like something. It's not because, they're just being woke and woke. Another black man gonna be using woke and gonna be using far right wing language or whatever and all of that stuff. What I at least try to do is educate the reason why I don't like something. Here is my evidence. It's like I'm going to court. Here's evidence A. Here's evidence B. Here's exhibit C. And these are the reasons why I don't like something. Here's the why. It's not right-wing talking points. Here is the information here. And as quickly as he's sitting up here dissing the reason why he don't want to watch he don't want to play this game or whatever the case may be. He could have quickly looked up and see if this is a historical figure. You know what I mean? And what time frame did this does this game take place? And does it take place when this historical figure was around? If you can answer yes, yes, and yes, what the you complaining for? Let me keep going.
Of the region they're
from. Or because,
but in this game, you want to demote a Japanese man and then use Yasuke. I understand why. We know why, but they're not going to tell you why, because if you call it out, you're some kind of ist or phobe or whatever. And since I'm black and I'm calling it out, that means that I must hate my skin or something. You know how they do.
You hate your haircut, though. And you're a grifter. You can't help yourself. You look like a grifter. You can't. He looked like he can't wait to eat butter biscuits.
I just see this, and my immediate thought is they did this for brownie points. I can't think.
I want him to stop using his immediate thoughts. I want him to stop using his immediate thoughts and start using your brain for other things and getting on your social media and try to complain about something that you obviously did not look at fully. You did not research this information, because if you would have researched this information, it goes against what the narrative he's trying to push. That's the problem with a lot of these grifters. You start researching information, it goes against your narrative. So what you go in here is you get mad and you complain. Other people like, yeah, I'm tired of black people. I'm black and I'm tired of using this just to serve as brownie points. If he was really doing his research, where's this video on Wonder Man? Race swapping the character to be able to get brownie points when there's plenty of other black characters out there. Where's that energy for that? But then you have energy for a historical figure that you could have easily looked up. Stop it. Stop it right now. Let's keep going.
Think of any other reason why you would have a Assassin's Creed game based in Japan, which we've been clamoring for since the beginning of Assassin's Creed, and then have the main protagonist that is a male be black.
So that's wrong. You got a female protagonist that's Japanese, but that's not good enough.
See that and I'm like, there's no other reason than I want claps for it. There's no other reason. And I'm in a
not that Assassin's Creed takes place in historical time frames, even though a lot of the story is fictional in these games. No, we can't have an historical time period where there is an actual anomaly in Japan where there's a black samurai. We can't just celebrate that. We can't look at that. We can't educate ourselves on that. Nah, let's complain because they're giving brownie points.
Assassin's Creed fan. I've played every game. I love every game. And one of my favorite characters is actually Cassandra from Odyssey. So nobody can sit here and say, I don't like women or I don't like diverse people or whatever, when one of my favorite characters is diverse. Hell, Connor Kenway and Hatham Kenway, those are some of my favorite characters from Assassin's Creed. So before the idiots want to start, that's not the reason. The reason is I see straight through this bullshit. I know.
But if you see straight through it, then why didn't you research the information and see more about the character? Again, if you was tired of it, why didn't you research the information and see more about the character? That's the problem that I have.
I know exactly why they picked this character. It's annoying. That's
not the reason.
Ghost of Tsushima, instead of using Jin, they used a white dude. People would be like, that doesn't make any sense.
There's a movie called The Last Samurai starring Tom Cruise. Where's your energy for that?
This doesn't make any sense to me. It's stupid. I know exactly why you're doing it. I see straight through it. It's annoying. It's pandering. It doesn't do anything for me but piss me off.
Why? You should be pissed off at whoever cut your head.
Boy, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
So as you can see, that's the type of timing he's on.
Yeah, you can't read. You know what? It's too hard to read. It's too hard to just say, let me pull up this person and see if they're real. No, that's too hard. That's too hard. Like it's hard to get a fade. It's too hard. So instead of doing the right thing and looking up this information and just seeing if this is something that, I can actually look up, he don't want to do that. You know what I mean? But Torian, it's too hard to do that. It's too hard to do that because if I do that, that means I'm researching information. that means I'm researching information. That means I got to change my narrative, and I can't come on here yelling, hollering, and screaming on TikTok or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Saying things is bullcrap.
Fast forward to now, he popped back up on my timeline when he responded to this alleged report by the MCU that reportedly Jordan Peele is being spoken with pertaining to directing a future and upcoming MCU project. And here's the tweet right here from Screen Time. It says Marvel Studios is reportedly wants Jordan Peele to direct a movie for them. And that's all there is. It's no context behind it except that they want him to direct a film. We don't know what the film is, but leave it up to that Qaeda character. He done responded to this, and apparently he must have been in the writer's room or in the room with them when they sent this message out to Jordan Peele, allegedly, because this is what he responded with. He said, oh God, he's going to make the X-Men a civil rights allegory. And I'm sitting there saying to myself,
let's do this before we get into the civil rights allegory. And that's why I said, you know, what he's trying to say. That's why I have the title, Jordan Peele will ruin X-Men with civil rights wokeness, because that's what he wants to say. He want to say this is woke. I'm black and I think it's too woke and woke. Well, black man go make it the civil rights movement. I don't like it. So let's just look up some information. Let's try to find some tangible information. All right, so this is AI overview, but I want some tangible information. So I'm not just going to go over which I'm going to share. What I'm about to share with you, we're going to find some tangible information, not just off of AI or whatever. We're going to find some tangible information, someone that I can trust. Let me share this real quick. The X-Men franchise, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1963, is widely interpreted as a metaphor for the civil rights movement, with mutants representing marginalized minorities facing discrimination. While not explicitly created for this purpose, the series developed into a story exploring themes of bigotry, coexistence, and social justice. And this is talking about the video explains a misconception about the origins of the X-Men connection to the civil rights movement. Now, of course, it goes into this, but again, I've done this before because this link is purple, so I looked at this before. How Stan Lee's X-Men were inspired by the civil rights heroes. So let's get into it. It's impossible to imagine American pop culture without Spider-Man or the Hulk, or thanks to a decade's worth of mega blockbuster films. Not my ancestors right there. Iron Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, and Ant-Man. These stories, all co-creations of Marvel Comics impresario Stan Lee, who died on November 12, 2018 at 95. It was old, but God bless Stan Lee. We were all swashbuckling adventures with a human bent. The characters wasn't all powerful, but felt pain, anguish, regret, and they won, but also lost. And many of them were informed by the civil rights struggles in the 1960s through stories of characters who were demonized by the public as a terrifying other. Lee drove home messages of tolerance and acceptance while rejecting demonization and bullying. These stories have room for everyone, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or color of their skin. Lee said in a 2017 video published by Marvel, the only thing we don't have room for are hatred, intolerance, and bigotry. The greatest manifestation of that idea was the X-Men. Introduced in September of 1963, the X-Men were a team of teenage mutants led by their teacher and mentor, Professor Charles Xavier, who fought super criminals and other mutants, led by Magneto, bent on the destruction of humanity. But rather than a black and white battle between good and evil, the X-Men had a wrinkle. Mutants were hated by the normal humans they defended. I love that idea, Lee told The Guardian in 2000. As the first X-Men movie hit theaters, it's not only made them different, but it was a good metaphor for what was happening with the civil rights movement in the country at that time. The metaphor extended to the characters themselves. The professor acts and in his vision of harmonious human mutant coexistence, standing in for Dr. Martin Luther King, while Magneto's rigid attitude towards the defense of mutant kind reflected the philosophy of Malcolm X, even though that was jaded and that wasn't totally Malcolm X's thought, especially someone who has read Malcolm X's book and studied Malcolm X. That wasn't totally his thing, especially after he came back from Mecca. The Sentinels was a brand of massive mutant hunting robots. Were introduced 2 years later as readers watched on TV as black Americans were beaten and abused by white police officers. So you see that Stan Lee, and this is, remember I said tangible information, this is coming from the History Channel. This is not coming from Dre Mac's personal stash. This is coming from the History Channel, who interviewed Stan Lee. What does Cal Little Too Short? Khalil Too Short? What does this guy has to say about this? Oh God, it's going to make the X-Men a civil rights allegory. What? Word. Wasn't that already done? If you know anything about the comics, wasn't that already done through John Size X-Men that really dived into that? Wasn't that Chris Claremont's writing for well over 20 years when it came to the X-Men? Let's see more about what's going on here. Exactly, aggressively relaxing. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I thought I shared it.
Studios is reportedly
Sorry, I thought I was
Jordan
sharing the
Peele
video.
to direct
My bad.
a movie for them, and that's all there is. Is no context behind it except that they want him to direct a film. We don't know what the film is, but leave it up to that Qaeda character. He done responded to this, and apparently he must have been in the writer's room or in the room with them when they sent this message out to Jordan Peele, allegedly. Because this,
I mean, he couldn't get the memo up to his barber to make sure that you kind of like fade the size a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Don't make my mustache too big. You know what I mean? Just I'm you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get beat up one day.
This is what he responded with. He said, "Oh God, he's going to make the X-Men a civil rights allegory." And I'm sitting here saying to myself, "Wait a minute." It just says Marvel Studios reportedly wants Jordan Peele to direct a movie for them. It doesn't two things. It doesn't specify what movie it is, and two, it's pretty much a rumor at this point. It's nothing confirmed because apparently Marvel has been wanting to work with Jordan Peele for quite some time, but he's always turned them down because he wanted to do his own original projects, which of course we all know he has done. So as you can see, right, like I said, it's up in the air with two things. We don't know what it is, and we don't know if he's going to accept the job if there's an offer for him to actually take. And we probably know why they want him to do it. But for him to just jump out there and assume that it's the X-Men is crazy. But what really got me was when he said, "Oh God, he's going to make the X-Men a civil rights allegory." So my initial thought when I read the tweet, and I'm sure several others.
Hold on. So there is several X-Men stories. That I want to point out. Hold on real quick. I'm going to. So, well, I said 20 years. I mean, I said 20 years, but it was 16 years of Chris Claremont's writing. But one of the most famous stories that Chris Claremont ever wrote was X-Men God Loves, Man Kills. And it's a graphic novel, number 5. And to me, this is the quintessential X-Men story. This is what they use for X2, right? They really use this for the movie X2. Certain elements of God Love Man Kills, but I wish it gets redone because it's an amazing story. Let me just tell you, often cited as the essential X-Men story, this graphic novel sees the X-Men forced into an uneasy alliance with Magneto to fight Reverend William Stryker, a televangelist inciting violent bigotry against mutants. Perfects the allegory of the X-Men as a misunderstood minority fighting for acceptance in a world that hates them. Doesn't that sound like, something that happened during the civil rights movement? I mean, hell, a lot of people are still fighting that right now. They're fighting for acceptance. So what is this guy talking about? I have no idea.
Who saw it was, what the absolute hell was he talking about? Because X-Men has always been an allegory for the civil rights movement. It was stated by Stan Lee himself. And for those who don't know, I just went into Google and asked the question, and it responded with yes. Stan Lee acknowledged the X-Men as a metaphor for the civil rights movement, stating the comics reflected the struggles against racism and prejudice, with Professor X and Magneto representing differing approaches to achieving mutant rights, akin to Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, though often subtle in early issues. He confirmed
and what I liked about exactly, a lot of nothing has changed. And what I liked was there is a subtle approach to it. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone. What Stan Lee and Jack Kirby was doing was what they were doing in the Twilight Zone, using scenarios to tell stories. But if you watch it, you can tell without beating you upside the head with it. You could tell what they were talking about. You can understand through the reflection what they were talking about. You know what I mean? If they wanted to talk about minority groups, if you watch the Twilight Zone, some of those episodes told exactly what they needed to do. Just use all white people to show white people what they're doing is wrong. And sometimes you got to use your own self to show all the ignorance that you're doing. You know what I mean? So that's basically all they did. Let's keep going.
Interviews that the core theme of mutants feared by society mirrored real-world bigotry, a concept enhanced later by writer Chris Claremont.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like, you can see it even with all the characters that's represented. If you want a real clear look at how they are really connected, I would say look at the old X-Men cartoon that came out in the 90s. I would say, I forget what season it was, but it was a later season. I want to say it was after the Phoenix Saga. So it was probably like around season 6. It was like maybe the second to last season of that run. And you'll see it clear as day. It's almost like looking at Jim Crow, but in an animated form. Mind you, Kaida wrote this tweet in the wee hours of the morning, and I don't know what time zone he is in for me, but
the Twilight Zone.
It showed on my end 2:53 a.m. Hours later, assuming this was after he got cooked in the comments for this initial tweet, he posted this response. He said, "This is part joke and part concern. For a long time, the X-Men have had similarities to the civil rights movement, and they leaned into that a while after their creation, and that's not the issue. Then why did you mention anything about it being a civil rights allegory, and you made it seem like you was like over it, or almost like one of those things where, oh God, it's going to be one of those type of things. If you was going to just come back and write this." And that's why I said I think he wrote this because he was getting cooked in those comments. And this one right here didn't.
So yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way in the world you gonna be getting cooked in the comment section. You're not gonna make a response.
Make it any better. Then he comes back and he says, "The issue is Peele has the subtlety of a brick, and I hate race swaps, and I fear that's what he'll do to the big two." Now, for those,
if he hate race swaps, where Torian, I need you to find, if he hate race swaps, his video about Wonder Man. Also, in that, I need you to find for me him defending T'Challa, the recast T'Challa movement, and how T'Challa is so important. If he don't like race swaps, then he shouldn't like the character being killed off either. And while that character needs to live on, and not through Junior, or not through some timeline wibbly wobbly gobbly goop. And where is
Y'all
his?
who don't know who the big two,
But and also his feelings towards other black characters getting shine and not accepting these particular type of race swaps, and why those are not, what we're clamoring to. If he don't have that, he needs to shut up.
he's referring to Professor X and Magneto, and
most definitely
like,
he is.
people throwing things out there that Denzel Washington or what's his name, Giancarlo Esposito, and some other melanated actors was going to portray Magneto and Professor X.
No, they're not.
As of right now, that's just a fan fiction thing, or
Right.
just
They're
something
not
on the rumor mill. That's nothing that's really set in stone. And he's scared.
I mean, technically, technically they won't do that because they need the X-Men movies in the reboot to, to make money. So
that with Jordan Peele's track record, that's what he's going to do. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, is he familiar with Jordan Peele's movies? Because all the movies that he's directed so far are, one, they're all original scripts, and two, they all have black leads, unless that's what he feels that's what's going to happen if Jordan Peele was able to get his hands on a project like the X-Men. Again, it's still up in the air. We don't know what conversations he's going to have with them, if he even have a conversation with them.
He's not.
About what project, if he's even attached to a project. So again, this guy is just jumping out the window and just grasping for straws.
Because he already created an audience. Again, this is what grifters do. Once you go in the deep end of the grift, you can't swim your ass back out of there. You cannot swim your behind back out of there. So, you're too far in the grifter zone, buddy. Hey, good luck.
Or maybe he's reaching for engagement. I don't know. I
yes,
wanted to
he's
go
reaching
over
for
one response that someone gave him, and I want y'all to see how he responded to it. Someone says, but where the F did you get characters being race swapped from Marvel wanting Jordan Peele to direct a movie? The way you people will make up shit to be mad at. And then he came back and replied with, why are you pretending that Jordan Peele isn't someone who is known for his racial commentary and wouldn't 190% do something like that given the chance? So like, that's now you see why.
What? That doesn't even make sense. Blue, what's good, big dog? That doesn't even make sense. And I'm waiting, Torian, but that doesn't even make sense. What track record have you said is that he's going to race swap these people? Where is that at? Where did you get that from?
I compared him to the likes of a Tyrone Magnus, Geeks and Gamers, and an Eric July. Just look at how he responded to that. Just like really pay attention to how he responded to that. And if you don't believe me, if you get a chance, if you ever want to, just go to his YouTube channel and just click on the popular post and look at some of the most popular videos on his page, the most watched ones. Also, if you ever also get a chance when you're on there, just type in Creed, like Assassin's Creed or Shadows, and look at how many videos he did over the last year just on Assassin's Creed alone. And now
I told you there was another grifter that I called out for Butter Biscuit activity when I started looking at his videos and I start seeing this brother, Butter Biscuiting it up about black elves. Black elves in the Lord of the Rings series that was on Amazon, I believe. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what it was, what that show was called, honestly, offhand. But just Butter Biscuit it up. And I'm like, this is how you get your likes. And then, hanging with the Eric Julys of the world. You know what I'm saying? Ring of Power. Yeah. I'm about to say Elder Power, but it's Ring of Power. But yeah, he was mad about the black elves, and then he started gaining traction. And then my man met Eric July and act like, you know what I'm saying? He just met Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Had them all on the streams. All of it was all through Geeks and Gamers. You know what I'm saying? Trying to meet Neurotic, going to meet them at Comic-Cons, all of that. Then when the grift don't work, what happened? What happened? When the grift don't work? What's up, Rashad? Then you have to grift somewhere else. But the initial thing that you did to get all your subscribers was crapping on black people in fantasy. That's what it was. Crapping on black people in fantasy. Tolkien would never have black people as what was not dwarves. It was dwarves. Because it was black dwarves, not the elves, the dwarves. Get out of here. Look at this guy. Get this guy out of here.
Just look at the videos, well, the views of it, but also look at the thumbnails. That's also very telling as well. So yeah, this dude,
I wish you would have put the thumbnails down.
We don't know anything more than what is put out there, and he's already leaping out there with a certain talking point that sounds a lot like one that would come from the usual suspects. I already knew what type of time he was on last year when I did that live on Yasuke, and I incorporated that same clip that y'all watched earlier in this video.
I'm sorry, Tori, his name is not Yasuke, it's Yasuke. It's Yasuke, brother. I don't like it because they just using black people for brownie points. I want Japanese people. There's Japanese women on there. That's not enough. I need my Yusuke to get out of here. Get out of here, Yusuke. Get. You ruining my Assassin's Creed. I love Assassin's Creed. I love the Arab that was on there. He called dude an Arab. I like him. You know what I mean? And it was a Native American dude. I like him. I played all the games. But this one burns my biscuits. And I like my biscuits fresh with honey sauce. I don't like this. Where's the butter for my biscuits? You better get Yasuke out of here. Yasuke. Oh, God.
Back then. So I'm not surprised in the least bit. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's going to be so funny to see him left with egg on his face when this is all said and done. Just like he was with Assassin's Creed Shadow with the Yasuke character. He's going to most likely be wrong about this too. I know
not Yasuke, Yasuke.
The engagement that he gets when he's speaking completely left field of what black people have going on or anything dealing with black content is rather high. And he's also assuming because Jordan Peele is allegedly in talks with Marvel to do a film for them. Again, nothing confirmed. So this is all rumor territory at the moment that somehow is going to ruin his sci-fi fantasy, whatever that may be.
But wait, there's more.
A simple Google search, y'all. Y'all know what how I like to say. A simple Google search would have led Khalil to this right here.
I already knew that.
All he had to do was go to Google and type in who is directing the X-Men film for the MCU. And this is what came up. As a matter of fact, it came up several times, no matter how you typed it. It says Jake Schreier is directing the upcoming MCU X-Men reboot, confirmed by Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, who praised Schreier's work on Thunderbolts and his understanding of character-driven stories.
Which I like Thunderbolts, but let's be honest, Thunderbolts, and again, I like Thunderbolts. I personally like Thunderbolts, but it did make money at the box office like they thought it was going to be. And it's funny how certain folks can fail up. Just being honest. Not saying that he did a bad job, but if you're looking at just numbers, and if they was going off of numbers, like how they were dissing Nina DaCosta when he came to the Marvels because the box office numbers wasn't there, but everybody else from the Ant-Man and the Wasp director to the Thunderbolts director, all of them could fail up. All of them could fail up. Nina DaCosta, and this is why, Ryan Coogler was so scared when he had that interview when he was walking on eggshells, and he said Chadwick had to calm him down. It's just funny how they could fail up.
With development starting after Avengers Secret Wars event, Schreier, known for Beef and Paper Towns, is bringing a focus on complex characters and identity to the New Mutant saga. Now to Khalil, who was going off about Jordan Peele possibly bringing a civil rights allegory and race swaps and all of that. Does Jake Schreier look anything like Jordan Peele? The only thing they have in common is that their first names both begin with the letter J, and they're both directors. So again, he made a fool out of himself with that rant that he went on, when a simple Google search would have done this. And the crazy part about it is somebody could have easily put this into his chat and shut all of that down. Unfortunately, nobody did.
Let him fall on his face.
I guess they said we figure it's good to see the back and forth to just realize that this person has no clue what the hell they are talking about, unfortunately.
And that's the problem with a lot of these grifters. They just be talking and talking and talking, and none of them can ever say, hey, this is the actual truth, because again, you can't grift if you're telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? If I'm grifting, you can't tell the truth, because I gotta serve my audience. So I'd rather look dumb than to be right. I mean, that's just stupid. But I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. And I'll be right back with more of the Dre Mac Show, so I can give you my closing thoughts on this. Let's get some butter biscuiting going on.
We'll be right back. It's just your mama's raisin butter biscuits. That's all it is. Not my mama biscuits.
Won't they do?
Take a love to a biscuit, man.
Won't they do?
Okay, so what happened is one time Randy Beeman went on a trip with his dad, and they picked up a lady who wanted to ride home, and this was in Kansas. And she sat in the back seat, and when they got where she wanted to go, they turned around and she was gone. And Randy Beeman's dad talked to the man who lived there and told him what the lady looked like. And the man said, "Oh, that's my wife, but she died 4 years ago." Spooky, huh? Okay, bye.
Won't they do?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
Won't they do?
Good idea. Visiting the circus. Bad idea. Having the circus visit you.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right, so let me get this $5 super chat. Thank you so very much, DeAndre Mosley, for the $5 super chat. Notice that he didn't mention Assassin's Creed Liberation that had a black woman in New Orleans as one he likes. That would have been too much like, right? He black. Listen, he black. And he don't need no wokety woke stuff to be feeling, his Assassin's Creed stuff up. I want the Arab, I want the Native American, and my favorite one is the Italian. That's the original. I want all of those. But I won't stand for no Yasuke. No, won't stand for it. So, I'm just saying, he doesn't want, using valid information would be too hard. But you know what? DeAndre, I got you, though. I got you. Because our names sound similar, I got to hook you up. Let me see. What I got for you? Hold on, wait a minute. This is what this is what you should have played, Torian, when he got to talking.
Oh, man, out your punk ass.
Let me do it again.
Oh, man, out your punk ass.
But since he was on Butter Biscuit time, let's go.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
All right. Like I said, you're right. Could you move up my yard here, sir? What up, Wyatt? You know what I mean? But this is my final thoughts. This is my thoughts on this. For one, any information that you can obtain through a Google search is widely needed. So don't use your opinion. Stop using your brain if you're not using it to at least research information. And again, a lot of these grifters, you can tell they are half-ass research information or just research information that fits their narrative. Never changes or educates, because again, you can't make no money if you're not out here rage baiting people, especially when you black, especially when you're a butter biscuit brother of the month. Oh man, I gotta keep up my audience. So what are you gonna do? You gonna grift? Is you gonna talk your stuff? Because again, at the end of the day, you don't have this is what you want is your real job. Let's be honest. All of us wish we could quit our actual jobs and just do this. If anybody tells you they're just doing this for fun, but they're monetized, they're lying. Yes, we do it for fun. We enjoy that, but we want this to be able to be our career because we enjoy doing it, so we don't have to go to a 9-to-5. And a lot of these people are trying to quit their 9-to-5 by grifting because they see the Geeks and Gamers and the Eric July's and the Tyrone Magnuses and all these other weird like Mayor McNugget. You know what I'm saying? All these guys, they see these guys making money, but they don't like you, my man. They don't like you. You can get up all up their butt if you want to. They will fart you out. They don't like you. So why continue to put on this facade for people that don't care nothing about you, that will literally leave you in the dust if you can, while you literally try to clamor for their attention? That's the problem that I have. A lot of these guys that grift try to clamor for their attention. Eric July does not care nothing about you. That dude is trying everything he possibly can to make comics is not woke and to be on Fox News and talk about everything is woke and give as much misinformation as possible to keep his fan base going. That's what he's doing. Tyrone Magnus knows he's grifting, but he tells you he's not a grifter. Then why, if you're not a grifter, then why are you literally saying something about it if that's not what you're doing? You see what I mean? The critical drinker, the neurotics of the world, the Mayor McNuggets of the world. See, they can do that because they're white. And they can say, look, woe is me right now because look at all the race war. I can't get my white, I can't get a white character because the black people are taking all the jobs. You know what I'm saying? Never no Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Or look how woke this is. Look at this woman. This is not femininity. Women can't fight. Women can't do this. Women can't do that. Black people is around. Then why black people got to be here or whatever? You see what I mean? And being the snowflakes that just 8 years ago, they were calling people. See, ladies and gentlemen, you literally got to watch, especially when they look like us and sound like us and try to be us, they not us. Because they will sell us out legitimately just to get in that house. And that's the difference between a field Negro and a house Negro. And we can see who's grifting up in that house. That's all I'm saying. And yes, Miss Rock Kitty, he has pick me energy.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I'm doing good, boss. I told him about Yasuke. Boss. I don't like it. But anyway, what did you guys think about this video? What did you guys think about Torian Rain Reloaded exposing another butter biscuit brother of the week? Y'all put it in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think. But again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, man. Taste the biscuits. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. But you already know, I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.